Hello and welcome to Office 365 Insight. My name is Mohit, and today we're gonna talk about a topic for the user management. So, how we can manage and administrate our user in Microsoft 365. So, let's dive into it. So, the very first thing which we're gonna do is to open up Google Chrome, and on the URL which we're going to type in is admin.microsoft.com. Please remember, this is the URL to administrate and to log into the main admin panel. Now from here you will see a couple of options like user, teams and group, roles. So I'm not going to cover everything in a single video, otherwise the duration of the video will be too long. So we're going to cover only the topic called the users. So let's see what all options we get under users. So the very first thing is create user. Now of course whenever you sign up with Microsoft 365 you have to create a user in order to manage them. So it's very easy to create a user. All you need to do is to click on this option called add a user, and it will simply going to ask you some basic detail. So the first name and last name. For sake of this example, I'm going to create Aaron Hansen. The display name will take automatically. The username is something which you can follow any naming convention. Like I usually type everything in small letters, so something like this. For the custom domain, if you haven't watched or want to know the difference between the on Microsoft domain or Matrix Data Pro, you can go back and watch my video how to add custom domain. The link will be in the description as well. Now you get three options: whether you can automatically create a password, require the user to change the password when they sign in, or send a password to the email. So it's very simple. If you check the box, so this setup wizard will automatically create a password which we don't want. So we're gonna create a password for us. So alright, I believe that will be enough. Yeah. Require the change the password, we don't want it because we just going to test it, and send the password. So this is something wherein you use it when a new employee join in and you just have their personal email address. So simply type in their personal email address here, that gmail.com or yahoo.com, and the password details will be sent along with the instruction to that particular user. So in our situation or in our scenario we don't want it, so simply click on next. Now here it will ask you whether you want to create a user with or without a license. So it will be a good practice that you always assign a license to a user. Now for any reason, if you don't want to assign a license right at this moment, you can skip this and simply click on next. It's up to you. And if you click on here, there are apps based on the license which you're gonna assign, the number of apps which are available for that user. So of course, if in case if you don't want to have them access to any particular app, you can simply uncheck that box, and that particular user will not have the access to that particular app. For example, if I simply uncheck Microsoft Teams, so Aaron will not able to see the option for Teams, neither he will able to use the team web. So for sake of this, I'm going to leave it by default and we'll click on next. So here come the important part of the creating a user. Although it does say optional settings, but it's not at all. Reason why, here you will decide whether the user which you are going to create, whether you have to assign a specific role to that user. For example, if you click on this and then if I select admin center access, then you can see there are multiple roles Microsoft has to offer. Alright, now of course you can simply hover it on any of these roles to understand what all permission every role can have. Or else I will suggest you to simply go to my website, which is Matrix Data Pro, And if you go to the blocks section, which is just right here, and scroll it down and click on Microsoft 365 administrative roles. Now here I have explained you each and every role with all the permissions and what they have to offer, so you can also go through with this as well. Coming back here, so for the sake of this, I'm going to create a global administrator role. Now please make sure that the global administrator has the highest privilege. It has all the access, whatever the changes have to make, a global administrator can access that. And make sure that you do not have unnecessary assigning roles such as the global administrator to any of the user. Based on the requirement or based on the user permission that you have to offer, just select the role and simply click on next, and we'll click on finish adding. Now you can see a new user with this Aaron.Hansen at Metrics Data Pro has been created. We'll simply click on close, and if you click on this, you will see all the information such as the username, uh, you know sign out session, whether you have to add any group. You can also see the roles if you have to change it later on. If you have to add his manager, which you can do it right here. If you have to update the contact information, which you can do it right here. And if you have to add the multi-factor authentication, so if you have to enable or disable it, which you can do it from here, or there's option here as well. The main thing which we have to look into here, that once you create a user, it takes some time to prepare the mailbox. Alright, so the moment you create it, don't rush to log in. This time vary from anywhere from 5 minutes to 10 minutes, and we have to wait till that time to get the mailbox prepared. So we'll simply refresh this, and here we go. You can see that a mailbox has been provisioned, and you can see that it offers 50 gigs. Reason why: we have assigned a business standard license. So you can see that, and of course if you have to add any permission, which I'll go into more depth, you can simply add it from here. If you have to send a read and manage permission, you can do it from here, or send of behalf permission. Even if you have to add this user as a global address list, which you can do it from here, email forwarding, and managing the automatic reply. So if you have to access the OneDrive of this particular user for Anna Hansen, all you need to do is to click on this OneDrive, and here you will get the option to create a link to the file. So just click on that, and this will allow us to directly access Aaron Hansen OneDrive data. So just click on this, and this will directly take me to all his file. Obviously we don't have any files right now because we haven't uploaded yet. So this is how it is, and you can see the storage. As of now it's offering you 1 TB, which is 1024 GB, and I will explain you on the OneDrive video how we can increase the storage data. So now coming back to the contacts. So if you have to create a contact, all you need to do is to very simple, just flip the name. So I'm going to create a contact here, right? And if you have to give it a name, so like Campbell, this guy is work for Microsoft, and you have to fill up the details. So yep, you can metrics data pro.com. You can also fill up the street, city, it's up to you. Mail tip is something which I'm going to cover it when I will be explaining you the exchange, the on exchange video. As of now, I'm just going to mention that Mohit Gupta works for Microsoft. I'll show you where this mail tip gonna pop up. Alright, so creating contact fail. Okay, yeah, it's because I have already created with the name of Mohit Gupta, so I'll make this as Mohit Kumar, and we'll click on add again. Now it will gonna take 30 minutes to see the changes, so we're gonna wait. If you refresh this, here we go, we can see that. Coming to the third option that we have is for the guest user. Now this is very crucial. Whenever as an organization it's a mandate to invite someone from externally, who is either not using Microsoft product, but they still want to attend a meeting, or if you have to interview someone, you have to send a link for a meeting to invite them to join the meeting. So we have to add him as a guest, and then we will be sending him an invite to join that. So we'll simply click on add a user. Now please keep in mind this will take you to the Azure portal in order to add or invite a user. So now here you will see two options to create a user. Again, this is only option available when you have will be creating a user, just like the way we created by using the active user. But since we have to invite a user, we'll click on invite a user, and we'll fill up the name details. So it will be Mohit Gupta, and I will be entering my email address, and simply, so it will be, I'm going to use this one, and again the first name and last name. And if you have to give them a personalized message, you can. So I'll say this as a test invite, and we'll simply click on the invite option. Now this will send an invitation to Office 365 Insight to add as a guest, and once you accept the invite, you can see that. So I'll simply log in to my Gmail account. So I'll simply log in to my Gmail account, and once you do it, you can see that we have an invitation here. If we simply open this up, it has all the details. You can see that, and all you need to do to simply click on this to accept the invite, and of course it will verify it whether you are the same person who is accepting the invite. It will send you again a code, so you just need to copy that code which you have received on a Gmail and paste it here, and here we go, and accept this. And it's done. Now Mohit, which the email address which I sent is a now a guest user. So if you refresh here, now you can see this created the email address office 365 insight underscore gmail.com hashtag external office 365 insight on microsoft.com. Now this may be sound very confusing, but keep in mind whenever you will be adding any external user as a guest, so it will be adding this hashtag .ext, that is for extension, and the custom domain which offered by the Microsoft is on microsoft.com. Now the last one is for deleted user. It's very simple. All the user which you will be deleting for any reason. For example, let's assume if I have to delete this Aaron Hansen, let's delete this one, the admin account, and if I go ahead and delete the user, now you can see after you delete the user account, you will be able to restore the account and the data up to 30 days. So that means even if you delete it, from here, that's a concept of soft delete and hard delete, which I'm going to explain you in my later video. Once you delete it from here, it will be still lying on the deleted user, and after that you can still recover it if you want to. Now if you simply go ahead and click on delete user, you can see the license has been removed, the alias which we have created has been removed, and the user account has been deleted. Let's close this and let's jump to deleted user to find out whether the user has been deleted or not. And yes, the user has been deleted from here. For any reason, if you have to restore it back, you can simply click here and restore the user. So let's try that as well. And of course it will ask us to generate a password, so I'm going to generate one for this, and we'll simply restore it. Here we go, it's done. So if we close this, and you can see that user has been gone from deleted user, and it will be showing up again here in the active user. Of course there's no license assigned to it because that is something which we have to do it manually. So you'll simply go back here and click on license and apps, and you will assign the license, save changes. So that's pretty much is for the user administrative part. I will be creating more further videos related to teams and group, roles, resources, marketplace, billing, and so on. So stay tuned, and if you really like the video, then do consider it subscribing it and liking the content. And if you have any question, feel free to put down in the comment section. I would love to answer it. Thank you very much. Happy learning.